Tourism arrivals will likely remain weak this year, and it will take time for mass leisure travel to return. That's the view of the Singapore Tourism Board, even as vaccines are being developed globally. The tourism sector faced its toughest year on record in 2020, with visitor arrivals down by some 85%. Singapore welcomed 2.7 million visitors in 2020. Almost all had arrived in the first 2 months of the year. This led tourism receipts to plunge by nearly 80% from January to September last year. STB says it will continue to support local jobs, create opportunities for those in the industry, and work on building local demand. And one way is through its Singapore Rediscovers vouchers scheme launched in December. And while more than 300,000 Singaporeans have used them as of January, some industry players say the demand is inconsistent.
For December, we had a good month because largely, I believe, it's because of the SRV or the vouchers. However, I think January, because it's back to school and it's a single resident market, I think it has gone back to pre-December numbers or worse for some, because you can also see some attractions have shortened their operating hours.
To resume conferences and exhibitions, STB held close to 30 pilot events for the MICE industry from the end of October to December. Testing protocols for foreign delegates and other visitors were developed. And to adapt to the pandemic, several events adopted hybrid formats for the first time.
I think it's important for us to continue with our efforts to come up with a good and commercially viable hybridized platform. The jury is still out as to how can these be made truly effective and, as I said, commercially viable, and which is why it goes to explain the need to have continued pilot events, the need to look at experiments and sprints.